too windy to fish, so I just hung out a lovely little sandstone cottage, which was delightful. Then Mullumbimby, caught up with a mate up there, did some training, ice baths, that sort of thing, and then went up into a place called Maynarm, which is just behind Mullumbimby. Man, what a wild place. Beautiful. Snakes everywhere, the most incredible scenery. You know, you needed the ranger just to get up to the bloody place. It was pretty damn special. I met some amazing people up there. And if you're watching this, guys, to the people in the IGA in Mullum that come up and said hello, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I love meeting people in all parts of the world where, you know, if you recognize me, I'd rather you say hi than just kind of give me this weird look. But yeah, it was lovely. I had a great time, and I do feel very, very refreshed, and I feel very good. So the only bugger is today, or on Saturday, we got a, I was just like frothing to get back into it today, right? We got an email from the school that my kids go to, and somebody there was a case of COVID. Just one, I believe it was. So they shut the whole school down, and I had to have the kids today because Ruth works, it's her busiest day. So yeah, I've been busy with them, scooted in here because I wanted to get something out in the little 2-hour slot that I've got before I got to race back home and she starts working again. And hello to everybody. Very, very nice. Got into some Mullumbimby madness. Oh, we had a great time. I mean, yeah, you come back to Sydney, right? After being up there where people are nice. It takes me about 3 to 4 days to truly slow down because I'm pretty much a go type of guy. But when you do truly slow down, you read. I read. I love reading. And just appreciating nature and going for bushwalks and not being in a rush. You come back to Sydney, first thing I had to do, I got back and I had to park the boat. And I wanted to park the boat near my place so I could, scrub all the bloody dead bugs off from driving 9 hours from Mullum to Sydney. And everyone's freaking honking their horns. I'm trying to, I've got like a double car space to try and get it into, which means you've got to kind of jackknife the trailer to get it up against the curb so it's not interfering. People are beeping and giving me stink eye, and I'm like, 8 days of absolute relaxation. And here I am, I've been back for 15 minutes. And it just showed me how much, I'm not sure if it's every city, but definitely Sydney. Oh, people are in a rush. Anyway, I feel good, refreshed, calm, and excited to see out the rest of the year and into next year, which hopefully we get some great runs. Now, one thing I want to tell you right now is we have got a opportunity with Bybit, okay? I've got Lou, one of my longest running apprentices, phenomenal guy. He's a full-time trader now. He's a geologist, or was a geologist. He'll still do some geology. He is running our 4-part series, which is our Cradle Strategy course with Bybit. Okay. Now that starts this evening at, I believe it is 7 p.m. Oh, what have I done over there? Let me just do this. The link is tradercobb.com/Bybit. Register right now, and you'll get access to the 4-part series, as well as many other things. You do need to open up an account, and I know you probably don't have time to fund it tonight, but please fund that, because that is the deal that they get people trading, and we will be doing scans on Bybit. You will be seeing how to use the platform. There's a lot that we're doing with them. They've got a lot of volume, and we're working with them. So please go to tradercobb.com/Bybit. You'll see that I believe Luke posted the link. I want that down from full screen. Why won't it do that? Anyway, Luke posted the link. It's a bit.ly link that he's used. So it's the one in my name. Please go ahead and register for that for tonight if you haven't already. Okay, so our top 10. I can't get this silly bloody thing to minimize. It's too big. Oh well. Okay, So, did we miss the Cobb? No, I didn't get washed out, Winston. I was expecting to be. I stayed an extra day. Look, we did get some pretty severe weather up there. It did hold us back for a bit, but nothing like what they got further north and south, thankfully. Otherwise, I might still be there, or perhaps not, thankfully. Perhaps I would have liked the thought of being washed out and stuck up there in paradise. Gaza, you're up there, mate. Good on you. All right, anyway, let's get into the market because, look, this morning I wasn't really, meant to come in because I'm meant to be isolating the kids. I brought them to the office, didn't see anyone, didn't touch anything because I just really want to start looking at the market again. And I hadn't looked at it for a good sort of probably 9-10 days, to be honest. And with Bitcoin, I know that Bitcoin hit all-time highs throughout my time away because I got a text message. But I was hopeful to see a lot more in terms of alt trends and whatnot. And I was a bit disappointed, to be honest with you. I was very disappointed. But the reality is right now we've got a higher low, a higher high, a pullback. Now it ain't looking so flash on the MACD. And if we look at the 2-day, you'll see Bitcoin here on this high to this high. We are in fact divergent. Now what does that mean? Well, often it means absolutely diddly squat. Remember, I don't trade based on what the MACD tells me. It just tells me to sort of step back. It's not an indicator I use for buy and sell. It's an indicator that I do use to help me to know if the momentum's lacking. And that's what you'll learn on the event tonight, or over the 4-part series, exactly how we use it. Now, that was a wild day, wasn't it? What was that? The 10th of November. Today's the 15th. So last Wednesday, Thursday. Have a look at this. And I believe, I'm not sure, 9.5%, $6,500. How crazy is that, right? Wasn't too long ago the Bitcoin was 6,500. I did read some news yesterday in crypto, and it appeared that there was an ETF that got declined or knocked back, or however you want to phrase that. Perhaps that was that day, but it has steadied itself. It's steadied the ship. It's pulled back in, rejected these lows through here, and it started to move. Now, ultimately, what I want to see is I want to see Bitcoin drive on to new highs, reset a new higher high here, and get us back to being convergent on that daily. Coming down to the 4-hour, actually, no, I won't go to the 4-hour yet. I'll go back to the weekly. When we look at the weekly, we're up 3.5 or 3.4% last week. Which closed today, of course. I'd love to see us push on from here. But in saying that, there always needs to be that little alarm bell in the back of your head that suggests that, okay, we have had a very good run. Perhaps we will see a pullback. Now, the last time we saw a run and a pullback was through here. We went up 80% and we pulled back, was it 30 or so or 40? Let's have a look. No, 25. Okay, so we've gone up. What have we gone up from that point? Roughly the same, so we're not too far out of the realms of possibility for a pullback. And if we were to pull back 25%, that would get us back down really to the area that I've been talking of, around that 52, 53. So if we do pull back, don't be scared, don't be worried, don't be confused, don't be, well, I think I covered all the don't be's. But yeah, it is what it is, and we have broken to new all-time highs, and we'll see how we go. Now, another thing to consider here is this. We started our bull run rather slowly back here. If you recall, I put a lot of videos, a lot of content, and even my buy prices back over in this region for this weekly cradle back in September. From there, obviously, the motor didn't start really running for a few weeks, and then when it did, it really did. Then we saw a pullback. So through October, we were up. October. Then through November, we were also up. A little bit of sketchiness through here. And then December, we pumped. And then through January, again, we pumped. And then from Feb through to March into May, we sort of got a little bit, hey, how you doing? And that's when I started to take some profits. I'm not suggesting that this is going to happen again. No. However, it would be pretty bloody nice to have that happen. And if we look at the chart structure here, up, pull back, and then up. It's not too dissimilar. And the beginning of a trend too, by the way. Like this trend regathered its strength sort of here, right? It really had a clear higher low. We go back over here. Yeah, we were up, messy higher low, but this one was clean and it moved cleanly. So if we can repeat that sort of structure and see it move, when we broke all-time highs of around 20,000, we went up to, let's call it 60. I know we went higher. It was a 3x. from all-time highs. Wouldn't it be bloody nice to see a 3x from 60 and put us at 180 by the end of the cycle? Not suggesting it will happen, but bloody hopeful. It would be nice. Okay. Rick Marsh. Doesn't ring a bell. Anyway, so from the daily, we see we've pulled back, we've moved out. I don't want to see a lower high, although there are possibilities for that. The market's still not really that sure of itself, in my view. Higher low, higher high, that's what I want the for. It allows me to drop to these lower time frames. In saying that, when we look at the two, lower, high, low, and then high, it ain't looking too crash hot at this stage. It needs to follow through a little bit more. It needs to follow through a little bit more. By the way, I'm not bloody asking you to send me your crypto. If you see me asking to send you crypto to give you something back, I'm not. So do not fall for that, please. Okay. Ethereum also pushed to some new highs. That high being 48.75. We got to get through that magic 5 grand mark. Really, look at the weekly. It's beautiful. Look at this beautiful run through. Really like the macro picture on ETH. I also like the macro picture on Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. Bit messy through here. Really needs to clean itself out and kick on. Look at this. Messy, messy, messy. This was looking real clean. It would have looked even cleaner if we pushed on a bit further. Yeah, you could have taken that cradle. You probably would have got 1-to-1. It wasn't the best, but it was there. I want to see us kick on and take out those highs to really solidify that trend. If we come back now to the 4, you can actually see it's a little bit, hey, how you doing? Yeah, sure, there is a high, but it's kind of messy, guys. I'm not interested in that at all. Again, it's a good trend. It is there. When we look at that weekly, you know, it's had a very, very strong run. A pullback into this region, I think that'll be a 68%, 68.2 just by, no, it's not. No, wrong. A pullback into this region would not be seen as a big negative at all. Don't be surprised if we do see pullbacks, as we are seeing these extensions starting to happen. XRP really sort of, after being very ho-hum for a long time, started to kick in. Got real messy though. Again, on that same day that Bitcoin had it, the whole market had it, and that's a whopper of a day. You know, 17% range. Nothing really that interests me there. Sure, it's up 2%. Now look at the weekly. It's not going to tell me too much at all. Although actually, no, that's not true. There is now a higher low and a higher high. It really needs to clear out through here. If we can clear out through here, we'll also have the 1 month that's showing a little bit more poison, a little bit more passion, and that's what I'm after. Nothing really there, but again, that build-up, that slow build-up is certainly starting to be seen across the market. The only thing is between ETH and Bitcoin to XRP is that both ETH and Bitcoin have had solid runs. XRP has really just been a mishmash of the things we don't like as traders. On to DOT now. LRP. What's bloody LRP? I know Loopring's been going like a mad dog. DOT. Pull back. Good move. Pull back. Let's go to the 2-day. It's such a bloody shame, isn't it? That spike down to this low just means that there's no 2-day up here that's going to work, because the stop would need to be down here somewhere. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. Look, the trend's great. It's still convergent. There's no issues at all from my standpoint. It just needs to get itself back into some cyclicity there on these mids to lowers so we can actually get positioned. Again, however, I must say the momentum is with the bulls. Doge. Sorry. Doge is still in the top 10. Sorry. I don't have Tourette's. It's just, I can't believe it. Anyway. Sorry. It's just my reaction to this sort of stuff. Okay. Messy as all hell. Messy as all hell. Is my head all red now? It's a very messy looking chart. I mean, I say it week in and week out. The chart looks like the people that are involved in Doge. Again, no beef. If you're in Doge, no beef at all. None whatsoever. It's a messy chart because that's the people that are in Doge. It's a crazy, crazy type thing. Anyway. There's nothing to speak of. It's a mess. Binance. Now, this has been an absolute bloody ripper. Look at this thing. Bingo. Look at that weekly. But boom. It's a funny thing, though, you know, like FTT, it has not followed at all. Don't know why. But it's definitely Binance. It's been the exchange. It's been out in the sun of late, catching those rays. Oh, I guess the only thing that I can really pencil in as a reference point only at this stage is that, you know, if we were to build up into this 660 sort of region for another test and get that consolidation tightening up, that could be something that I'd be interested in. It won't be tonight. There's the potential for it to build into tomorrow. It obviously has had a very, very nice little move, pull back and moved quite well for sure. Again, though, it's a little bit of the, we're not really, I like these periods, you know, either buy, I mean, obviously there's no buy point, there's no buy point back here, but throughout these periods, that's so we can get to the lower time frames and sort of make some bank. Whilst it's in between highs and low, and you know, these points, the high here and the higher low, not really that keen on trading those periods unless I get something that's really special. Cardano has looked fairly ugly for quite some time, pushing above $2 to 238, coming back down. $2 seems to be its magnetic point. It's a messy looking chart after having an obviously stellar performance throughout earlier stages of the year. And there's really nothing to speak of. Again, another one that's really not looking all that crash hot. Sol made my list this morning. Look at this cyclicity. It's really great. And look at the 2-day. Now, high, low, high, pull back, boom, boom, boom. That was a potential trade. Now, when I come back from some time away, I'm always extraordinarily cautious. I want my trades, the trades that I take when I re-enter the market to at least be usually a couple of days of me getting my head back. And just stand out flawless trades. So I'm much lower on the risk profile personally when it comes to re-entering the market, because I know that to enter on a great trade doesn't matter if it wins or loses. To enter on a shitty trade, you've got to recover from that as well as coming back. So I'm being overly cautious at the moment, but it's a trend that one can't ignore. It's a trend that one can't ignore. Really great cyclicity. This is what I'm talking about. It's just a marvelous looking chart. Speaking of marvellous, how good were our Aussies in the T20 last night? I don't know, because I was asleep. It's fantastic that Australia have won something else. It's fantastic that we took it off the Kiwis. It's fantastic that the English thought they had it in the bag and didn't make the final. It's also fantastic that the Irish beat the All Blacks too. Oh, it's a bad day for sport in New Zealand. Bad week. Deal with it. Sorry. Had to do it. I am Australian blooded, so it needed to be said. Well done, the Australian T20 team. As much as we'll forget about that trophy in about, I'd say 2 weeks, it's still fantastic, because I think that's when the Ashes start, right? But well done to our boys over there in Dubai, winning. Nice. Higher low, higher high needs to push on further here on Solana, really to capture my attention. And I'm going to move from, let's go to 50. There's a little bit of cyclicity in there, isn't there? Not much on the 30. You might want a little stab down here. Look, it's a higher risk type thing. I'm not really into that right now. AVAX has continued its trend. Let's jump down onto our weekly here. You can see it pull back, a real good run there. We'll jump to the 2-day right now. You can see it sort of midway through. It's been a little bit erratic in its movements, but that's okay. If it smooths itself out from here on that daily, we'll get this trend really starting to rocket. And then the pullbacks on that 4-hour or possibly lower, potentially back to $100. If we push to say 110 or something, a nice pull back in would be really, really, really nice to see. So I'm waiting for that. Uniperp has been an absolute scumbag. It's absolutely terrible. Really, really horrific. Okay, 2 more before. Look, I can't stick around for too long here, guys. I apologize. I had to come back in, leave the kids, so I could do this. Because, Ruth's got work to do, and I just can't spend too long. So apologies there. I just wanted to get something out for y'all. Higher low, higher high, pulling back. Rune's in a good spot. There's nothing really there of interest to me at this stage. And the other one was LRP. Is it a perp contract? No. Okay. LRP USDT perhaps? No, can't see it. Anyway, that's our top 10, more or less. I got to update the top 10 because it keeps on flipping around like a mullet on the floor. Yeah, hey, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It feels weird because I haven't been back fully today because of the whole kids with COVID. Well, they don't have COVID. You get my point. You listen to the start. Don't forget as well, guys, please, if you'd like to go ahead and whether you've done it or not, do a refresher of our Cradle course. You're going to have Lou running you through this. It's with Bybit. The link is tradercobb.com/Bybit. All you got to do is register here, get yourself your account, and away you go. Not only will you get to have the 4-part series over the next 4 weeks, you'll also have that as evergreen that will last on. You'll also get scans from us as well as watch list videos that we'll start to publish in the next week or so. It's well worth your time doing, especially if you haven't done our courses before. And I look forward to your feedback and hearing how well Lou went. Guys, I hope you have had a fantastic week. I certainly did. And yeah, my heart's full. My heart's full. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you can be around tomorrow when I do the next scan. Mwah! Life is good. Take it easy, guys. Bye for now.